First tonight, a ticket to the Bristol Motor Speedway used to be one of the hardest things to find.
Yeah, but it did not stop Bristol, Virginia Utilities from buying 140 of those tickets over a period of 5 years. A community watchdog investigations found the price tag on that, $45,000.
And 3 of the last 4 board chairmen say they had no clue about the purchases.
Well, this is federal prosecutors continue their investigation into corruption involving BVU. Nate Morabito made yet another discovery about the utility's past.
The high banks, the short track, the action. Documents reveal Bristol, Virginia Utilities spent $45,000 on Bristol Motor Speedway race tickets from 2008 to 2013, buying 140 tickets in all. Records show the most recent ones from 2013 included 10 in Allison Terrace near the start-finish line and 14 more in Pearson Terrace in Turn 1.
It's robbery. It's robbery. You're robbing your customers.
BVU ratepayer Willetta Jackson,
I think it's utterly ridiculous,
and her husband Edward were already frustrated about BVU's past.
Makes me angry because it's something we had no control over.
Then we showed them these documents.
$45,728. That's more than most people make a year.
It's the latest expense they're left questioning.
I don't understand why. I mean, what would they gain by shelling out tickets?
Documents show the utility opted against renewing its BMS season ticket packages in October 2013. Not long after the Sheriff's Department opened a criminal investigation.
I need to be looking at every single expense.
Around the same time, Mike Bundy took over as interim CEO and instituted what he called a culture change. This is what he told us in March 2014.
I'll be the first to admit that our discretionary spending needed reined in, and I'm proud to say it has been reined in, and we've continued that trend for 5 months.
Bundy, who left BVU last year, told us recently by email he was the one who canceled the race tickets. The reason? When the invoice came across his desk, he didn't see the return on the investment or the business value in buying them. His successor, Don Bowman, told us he supports Bundy's decision and has no intention of buying race tickets again in the future. So why did the utility buy the tickets in the first place, and who used them? It's still unclear if any employees or board members used the tickets. 3 of the last 4 BVU board chairmen told us they didn't even realize the utility bought season passes to BMS. Only one said he was aware. Former board chair Paul Hurley declined an on-camera interview for this story, but he said those tickets were for economic development, an opportunity to try and lure investors to do business in Bristol, Virginia, using the hottest ticket in town. Hurley couldn't name any specific success stories, but he told us to this day he still thinks it was a good use of money. He suggested the tickets were likely used for customer appreciation as well, and said he never used those tickets. BVU's new CEO says he has not yet found any records that show who attended the races or why the utility bought the tickets. But it's his understanding at some point, BVU paid for roughly half of the tickets every year with money out of its economic development account. Now, these tickets came about around the same time the utility launched its OptiNet service. Current BVU Chairman Ed Harlow suggested it wouldn't be unreasonable to understand why the utility bought the tickets in the first place, since BVU OptiNet is, quote, a big competitive business, end quote. The new CEO gets that, he says, saying the purchases seem reasonable considering the OptiNet connection. But Josh, Bowman told me, although this may be a normal thing for private businesses to do, it does not look appropriate for public utilities. When you look at the situation with the benefit of hindsight, this is what he told me. This is Bowman I'm talking about. Quote, in view of all the breaches of public trust, it seems like a really bad idea to have done it, end quote.
Nate Morabito with the update. Nate, thank you very much. Now, this important note, we reached out to BVU's counterpart in Tennessee, that's Bristol, Tennessee Essential Services, to see if that utility does something similar when it comes to race tickets. BTES Accounting and Finance Director told us the utility does not buy race tickets.